Hello, everyone. Seems like there was a problem with the Hangout. I just restarted it. So I guess you can see me now, right, Anna?
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Not so good. I've just been speaking to everyone for the last 5 minutes, but no one could hear me. So I don't know what happened. But we're here now. So there was something wrong with the Hangout. Let me get my
Yes.
name on the board. Verbling teacher, that's me. There we go. Okay, so I don't know what went wrong, but it looks like it's working now. Let's say hello to Andrew as well. Hello, Andrew. How are you?
Fantastic.
Very good. Where are you from, Andrew?
I'm from Russia.
From Russia. And what's behind you in that picture? Is that Russia?
No, it is Spain.
That's Spain. It's confusing. You're from Russia, but there's a picture from Spain. It's going to confuse me, Andrew. It's very confusing for me. I can only handle one country at a time.
It is supposed to catch your attention.
It does. It absolutely does. Well, we have a full class booked, and I think everyone got scared away because I couldn't get the Hangout to start properly. So we're going to start the class with or without them. In the chat window, I gave you a link to my notes document, and this is what it looks like. Whoops, let's go to the front page. So when you get it open, it looks like this. That's how you know you're in the right place. And what we're going to do is the following. If you go to the table of contents, you can click on class 32, sing along, which is today. And on screen, if I make updates or changes, you'll see them automatically on this page, which is page 9 in the document. Okay, so you go there, and then I'm going to share with you something else on screen, which we did before. I'm going to share a presentation with you. It's the same as you're going to see in your notes in just a second. Okay, so here's what we did. In the last class, the last two classes, we took the vowel sounds and we saw that there's a regular way to connect the spelling and the sound. It's 100% correct 50% of the time, or it's 50% correct 100% of the time. In other words, sometimes it doesn't always work because English is a little tricky, but it's good in general. So here's what we did. We picked an animal for each regular sound in the language and we filled in the chart. Remember this? I don't know if you were here, Anna. I know Daniel was here. I don't know if you were here too. Do you remember us doing this?
I can see and that show the screen, but I can't print all sleeve. Sleeve. I don't know what to say. That hojas.
This chart you can't. I didn't give it to you, so I'm just showing it to you.
Yes.
But the notes, I'm going to be adding to our notes in just a moment. So for that, yeah, you should be able to open the notes.
Okay.
So I don't know where everyone is today, but I hope they didn't disappear because we had a full class. Daniel should be here. Sylvia should be here. I hope they're not having trouble getting in. Well, let's do this. I'm going to go through the chart. I'm going to quickly review the rules, and then we're going to do a speaking activity, actually a singing activity. So in the previous classes, what we did was this. We took an animal for each sound and we filled it in. So for the long sound of A, for example, we had snake. Here's a question for you. Remember the rules, just look at the word snake. The letter is A, the long sound is A, and there's always two sounds, a long and short. So the rule is very simple. Answer this question. Anna, how many vowels in the word snake? vocals. How many vowels?
Um,
You don't have to say it. Just
uh,
look.
mm,
Snake.
I see two vowels, but
Of course. Good. That's it. That's my question. That's it. How many vowels? 2. And that helps you remember the rule, which is 2 vowels equals the long sound. The first vowel is always the same as the name in the long sound. Same as name. Okay, our animal for the short sound from last week was cat. Andrew, how many vowels in the word cat?
The only one.
Only 1, of course. So 1, whoops, that should be a 1. 1 vowel equals short sound. And the sound is not the same as the name. Let me see if I can make a little bit of space over here. I don't know if I can fit this in here. Maybe I can. There we go. I wonder if I can change the color. I don't like blue. The sound is ah. So all the sounds in the first column are going to be the same as the letters. A, snake. I hear those dogs. A, snake. What about E? We need an animal with an E. Last week, does anyone remember the animal we used last week? Going once? Going twice? No one? Okay. The animal we chose was deer. It's not the best example because of the R. It changes the sound, but it's deer, E. There is kind of an E there. So we'll use it until we can think of a better one. The short sound was eh, like elephant. Does anyone remember the sound for the I from last week? Sylvia, you were here last week.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Sheep.
Sheep. You know what? That was how we changed it to sheep. I forgot. You're right. E, that's better because I put deer. That's not a good example. Yes, you're right. So for the long sound of E, yeah, we're going to go with sheep. That's better. For I, the long sound of I is I. The animal was? Anyone? Going once? Going twice? Anyone?
Lion.
Lion is correct. It's a little hard to write on these PDFs. Come on. Let's go. Lion, good. What about the short sound of I? The short sound is I. Anyone? No one.
Pig.
Pig.
I was late.
You got it. It's pig. Sorry, let me make these all the same. I'm going to move this rule up here because I think it's distracting there. Okay, the long sound of O is O. And our animal last week, I'll just tell you, is goat. Short sound is ah. We had frog. For you, our animals were you. We had human, the worst animal of all. And then the short sound of U is so we had duck. It's a lot easier to remember snake, cat, sheep, elephant, lion, pig, goat, frog, human, duck than it is to remember the long sound and short sound. That's abstract. So here's what we're going to do. Let's use these. First of all, why don't we just say the vowels first before we do anything else? So the long sounds are A, E, I, O, and U. Let me just hear you say the vowels, everyone. Anna, you go first. A, E, I, O, U.
For example,
just
E.
repeat. Just repeat. A, E, I, O, U.
A, E, I, O, U.
Good. Now, listen to the short sounds and repeat.
Okay.
Ah, eh, I, ah. It might be easier if you repeat one at a time. So the first short sound is ah. Repeat.
A,
Second one is eh.
E,
Good. The next one is I,
I,
not E, but I.
E,
That's good, good. The next one is ah,
A,
and the last one is uh.
A.
Okay, to practice these on your own, say the animal afterwards, or if it's easier, say it before. For me, I say the sound first. I just prefer to do it that way. But if it's difficult, then say the animal first. You could say cat, ah, elephant, elephant, eh. I prefer to do it the opposite. Ah, as in cat. Eh, as in elephant. Eh, elephant. I, as in pig. Ah, as in frog. As in duck. So Andrew, you're going to try the short sounds, but this time I want to hear the sound and the animal. So just like I did, ah, as in cat. Andrew.
Cat.
As in cat.
Ah.
So as in is just a good way to connect the words together. Look in the chat window. As in.
Okay. As in a cat.
Good. Keep going. Do the short sound of E.
As in elephant.
As in elephant.
As in elephant.
Good.
I
Not
as
E. I.
I as in pig.
Good.
O
Not O. No. Ah.
A as in frog.
Good.
As in duck.
Perfect. So that's the idea. You know how to say those words, so it's a lot easier to isolate the sound of the short vowel. So now you can do all 10 easily. A-E-I-O-U, 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 A-E-I-O-U. Sylvia, what do you think? Can you do that?
The long yes. A-E-I-O-U.
Okay,
And
good.
A-E-I-O. No. The short no.
The short were good except for one.
Da.
So, yeah, as in duck. Right? So, as I said, the technique to practice on your own is just to say it with the animal. Cat, ah, or ah as in cat, as in elephant, I as in pig, as in frog, as in duck. Once you do that, you can isolate them and say them on your own. I've just done it so many times that for me it's easy. But it doesn't take long to learn it. Okay, in the last column we have special. That means there are vowels that don't follow any rules, but they're consistent. As we find these, we'll add them to the column. One I can tell you because last week a lot of people were saying dog for the short sound. But dog is a special because dog has this aw sound, which is different. So it's spelled like the short O, but it's not. It's special. It's different. It's irregular. Okay, that was one of our tools. We have let me go to a second one. This one is in your notes. I didn't put it in the presentation. So let's go back to the notes for a second. What we're going to do is go up to where all these tools are kept. I'll tell you the page number in a second. We're going to go up to, by the way, if you ever need a master list, it's there on page 6. And I'll update this as time goes on with our special column. So you always have a copy in your notes. I want to go back to this tool. Tool number 5, clustering consonants. This tool is a very simple tool to help you with consonant sounds. As you can see, we take one of the vowels, we take one of the animals, get rid of the consonants, and then add them back one at a time. The only rule is that you must create a word that really exists. Okay? So we're going to try that. It's a second technique that'll be very helpful for you, and then we're going to apply that to our song, like we did last week. But we're going to go a little bit further with our songs. So down here on the top of page 6, everyone pick an animal, and let's try the consonant cluster technique. Pick an animal. Okay, Sylvia, you go first. Pick an animal from our chart. Snake, cat, sheep, elephant, lion, pig. What's your favorite?
Cat.
Cat. There's cat. Now say the vowel alone without the consonants. Ah. Repeat. Ah. Ah. Again. There you go. That's good. Okay. To cluster consonants? No. Consonants. To cluster consonants together, you have to add them one at a time. Create a new word for me, adding only one consonant. Okay? So, go for it. There's your A. You can add a consonant before or after. Sylvia, you go first. Add a consonant and make a word.
Car.
Spell it?
I want to put one consonant.
Just one. First, one consonant.
Car. Car. With the C.
Is that a word?
No, but with only one.
Doesn't count. It's got to be a word. Got to be a word. Can anyone think of a word that has the letter A and only one consonant? Andrew? Anna?
C.
What do you think?
Bet.
Excuse me?
Bet.
With the letter A? The letter A, Anna?
A.
Yeah,
A,
look on
no.
screen.
No,
look
no.
on screen.
Sorry.
No. We're gonna start with this sound.
At.
Say again.
At.
A-T?
Yes.
Good. That is correct. Andrew, add one consonant to that word, at. You can add it before or after. But try to make a real word if you can.
Okay.
Give it a try. Except the word cat. We already used it. Try a different one. What do you think? If you can't think of a real word, sorry?
Fat.
Fat. There you go. Excellent. Anna, you're going to take the word fat and you're going to add another consonant before or after. You're going to try to always create a real word if you can.
With one vowel or two?
Take the word fat and
Uh,
see if you can add one more consonant to it. Here's an example, Anna. If I scroll up a little bit, look at the sound for A. When we learned this the first time, we took the sound A and I created a word, pay. Then I added a new consonant, the R sound, pray. And then I added an ending consonant, prayed, past tense. Then I added another consonant, sprayed. Then I ran out of consonants, so I had to add a new word to add a new consonant, sprayed it. And in that way, I have clustered my consonants together because you'll notice at the beginning of the word, I have 3 consonants, so that's a cluster. And at the end of the word, I have 3 consonants. But I had to add a few vowels as well. When it was absolutely necessary, I had to. But I didn't do badly here because, as you can see, I was able to create a consonant cluster of 3 consonants. So that's not bad. So now, Sylvia said at, Andrew said cat. Can you create a new word by adding another consonant?
Wait.
But Anna, you're not using the sound. You're not using the letter A. Look at the screen. At.
The screen. Sorry, I can see the screen.
You can't see the screen? What do you see right now?
Yeah, I can see you.
You see me?
Yes.
Sylvia, what do you see on screen?
On screen you, but I've opened the file.
But you shouldn't see me. Hold on a second. Let me try this again.
Haven't you had the screen?
I did, but it didn't work. What about now?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really strange. Okay, as long as it's working. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it turns off the screen sharing, and sometimes Google Chrome signs me out in the middle of a class too. I cannot figure out what's going on. Okay, now I understand why it was confusing. So we have at, fat. Anna, try to add a new consonant to that word. Let's see if we can create a new word.
Yes, with letter A.
Well, you take the word fat and add one consonant to it. One consonant. One letter of the alphabet that is not A-E-I-O-U, not a vowel.
To consonant A, F, T.
Hang on a second. Look at the word fat. See it?
Yes.
Add one consonant. Try it. Add one consonant to the word fat. One consonant.
A consonant, two.
You know what the vowels are, right, Anna? A-E-I-O-U, right? Clear?
Yes. A letter F, A, T. Fat.
Exactly. So you're going to add one consonant just like Andrew and Sylvia did. So see if you can add one consonant and still have a real word. Let's see if it's possible. So what consonant could you add? Consonants are B, C, D, F, G. Those are consonants.
Okay, I understand. Fact.
Fact. Perfect. That's it. Very good. That's it. So now Anna gave us our first consonant cluster because CT, that is a consonant cluster. Perfect. Very good. That's it. Okay, we're back to Sylvia.
Difficult understand for me.
As long as, don't worry, I'm here to help, so don't worry about it. Sylvia, you have to add, let's see if we can get a 3 consonant cluster by adding another consonant to the end, or a consonant to the beginning. What could you add?
So at the end it's impossible to add a consonant?
Absolutely not impossible. Absolutely not impossible. Nope, completely possible. And to the beginning, is going to be a little more tricky. It's true. It's true. Give up?
Yeah.
Andrew, what could we add to the ending?
I have no idea.
Fax. With the S, the plural.
Exactly.
Fact.
There you go. That's it. Why does that one look different? Oh, it's a different size. Let me change that. Fax. Very good. Now, Andrew, it's not going to be easy to add consonants, but we want to get as close as we can. We've got a 3 consonant cluster. That's really good. We want to get as close as we can to 4. So since we can't add anything else, we have to add a new word. Can you add a small word that gives us a second consonant? I can't think of another way to add anything else, but let's see. Can you add another word? So we've got fax. So let's see if we can add a new word. You want me to show you what I mean?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
You mean to add to the facts so it would be a longer word?
If you can, sure. If you're able to, absolutely. If you're not, then we need to add a second word. And the second word can be short. It can be a preposition, can be a pronoun. In other words, if we can't add a consonant, then we're going to have to add a vowel and a consonant. Here's an example. I can go back to a, and I put another a there. So then we have to start the process over. What's the shortest word we can create with a consonant? Well, for me, at, well, we already done at. We could say as, acts, as. Now we have a new consonant. If we do that, all you have to do is try to add another consonant to as, or you can add it before. So maybe that's a little bit easier. We got to the end of our first word, we've started a second word.
Let's
So
add some more S.
add another S? Where? if you add it to the end of the word, we have a problem because it's the same consonant. So
Okay.
you're right, the sound will be different. As and as. So it's true, but it's only one consonant. So we need to add a different consonant sound to make a cluster. So can you add a different consonant sound? If you can't make a good, very good, very good. Fax, gas, not bad. We're back to you, Anna. Can you add anything to either of those? Can you add another consonant to either of those words? Yes or no?
I don't know.
Okay, Sylvia, can you add another consonant to either word?
Gasp.
Say again?
Gasp.
Gasp! Very good, very good. Andrew, can you add anything to gasp or fax? By the way, Sylvia.
I know, I don't
Oh,
know.
sorry. By the way, Andrew, you said gas. We could have gone a different direction. We could have added an L and gotten glass, by the way. Just so you know, you can always add one before. So fax, gasp. If we run out of words, guess what? We have to add another A. So Andrew, what word can we create with our new A? We've done at and we've done as. Can you think of anything? Am. Very good. Fax, gasp, am. Now the only problem with that is that where's the subject of our sentence? Fax would not be am. Fax would be fax are. So, but if we say am, we could say I am. Fax, gasp, am. How about this one? I'm going to instead of am, I'm going to change it to and, which is very similar. But that way we can create a sentence a little bit easier. Fax, gasp, and. So we're back to Anna. Can you add a consonant to the word and, or should we start a new word? So new consonant or new word? If it's a new word, we're going to add a vowel, a, because we're working with the a sound, or you can add a consonant to the word and.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand this work.
Oh, the work is trying. Well, what do you understand? You tell me what you understand, and I'll correct it if it's necessary. So what?
I don't understand which word I have to to say, or what consonants I have to add to the word.
Okay, so look, here are the rules. In this tool, which is called the clustering consonants tool, okay, I wrote a little summary above here, but don't worry about that. Let's simplify the rules. The rules are
page 5.
Well, look on page 6. I'll try to make it simpler. Rules. So the rules are: add one consonant. Add one consonant each time, and try to create real words. Okay? If you cannot, then start again using the same vowel. Okay? Those are the rules. That's it. Right now, we have fax, gasp, and. So we're starting to create a whole sentence. We're starting to create a whole sentence using just one vowel sound and one consonant cluster here, and another consonant cluster here, and a final consonant cluster here. So that's not bad. We've already done more than enough. So we can either keep adding or we can stop. For me, I would keep adding, because if I say and, I'm expecting more. That's why I would keep adding. Okay? That's just my opinion. You decide. So I'll leave it up to the whole class. Should we add a consonant or should we start again with an A? What do you think? Should we make a sentence or should we change the word and in some way? What do you think, class? All of you, what do you think?
We can create a name.
Create a
name, Andy.
Andy. It's not a consonant, it's a vowel.
Land, maybe.
Land. That works better because it's a consonant. Good. Fax, gasp. Fax, gasp. Now, land. If we're going to make a sentence out of this, we're going to have to add some words, but it's good so far because we've got a new consonant, land. So, should we add a consonant to it or should we add a new word? What do you think?
Bland.
Bland. Good. Consonant or word? Next.
I'm getting better.
Fax, gasp, bland.
Bland.
Say again?
Bland. The plural.
What did you add?
S.
Bland. Blands? Blands is not a word.
No.
Nope, because blends is a word. But blands doesn't work. It's not a verb, so you can't add the S. You could add other things. You could say bland. You could say blandish if you really wanted to go out on the limb and add a vowel and consonant. But we don't need to do that. What we can do is, now that we've got some good material, let's add a new rule. When done, fill in missing words and create an instant poem. So an instant poem is one that hopefully will rhyme in some way. It doesn't have to, but it could. So those are our two rules, Anna. Can you see those rules at the top?
Yes, one moment.
We're on the top of page 6.
Yes.
So those are the rules. This is a technique for you to do with or without a teacher, with or without a class, because what you're really doing is practicing the difficult consonants that you have. So if you have trouble with the sound ks, or if you have trouble with the sound nd, right, then you can create words like this. Now that we've got this fax, gasp, bland, we're going to fill in missing words to create a sentence. Let me do one for you so you can see an example. I'll put this in a different color. Fax, gasp, bland. Facts that gasp are rather bland. Look, I've added a few words and I've created a sentence. It's kind of poetic. I could go on and I could make a little poem out of it. Here's a question. So bland. I've always got that ah sound. Facts that gasp are rather bland. What rhymes with bland, class? What rhymes with bland?
I don't know. What do you mean? Blunt is a soft thing, for example.
What does the word mean? Bland?
Yes, blunt.
The word means the opposite of decorated. Bland is plain, with no decorations, boring, plain, white.
Okay.
What's a
Okay.
sound?
Okay.
What's a word that rhymes with bland? Class, what's a word that rhymes with bland?
Friend.
Spell it for me. I didn't understand. Spell it for me.
Friend.
Spell it for me.
F R I E N G.
Bland friend. They don't rhyme. Uh-oh. Because we can use it. It's okay. But look, friend is like this, and bland is ah. So they don't actually rhyme. But you know what? We're pretty close, so we can still use it. Facts that gasp are rather bland. So, what do you think, Sylvia? What's a word that rhymes? We're going to use friend because it's close, but what's a word that rhymes with bland? Here's a rule. Say again?
Land.
Lend does not rhyme with bland, but lend does rhyme with friend.
Excuse me. For example, face, blunt face.
Well, you're right about the vowel. It does, because bland, face. Oh no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No.
Because
Okay.
It doesn't. Because face is the long sound. It has two vowels, a and e, so it's the same as the name, a face. Nope. So it doesn't work. But Sylvia, you said lend, right?
Yes.
Lend and friend do rhyme. So I wonder, we've got lend and friend, but we still need a word that rhymes with bland. Say again?
Band.
Brand rhymes. Well, to create a poem, we've got our end rhymes. We've got bland and brand. Facts that gasp are rather bland. Friends who lend. Friends who lend. How can we finish that? We need a word to connect friends who lend with brand. I have no idea. Anyone want to try? No? I can try. Go ahead.
Friends who lend are made of brand.
Are my
Brand.
Are my own brand?
Are my own brand.
Friends who lend are my own brand. How I like it. I'm just going to change own because it's a little bit confusing. It's okay. We could use it. Are my kind of brand. Maybe it's a little more clear, just for the sake of the meaning. Guess what? You just created an instant poem. Not bad. So all I did was started with a consonant, started with a vowel, added 1, 2, Then we got a consonant cluster here. Now we have a consonant cluster. Not bad. And then we added to our consonant cluster until we couldn't add any more. And then here, we added a second word because there was no other way to do it. Then we added a consonant cluster to that word. New cluster. Not bad. And then here, now we make a sentence. And that is what I call instant poetry. So now, let's imagine you had trouble with the word, with the cluster CTS. You now have an easy way to practice it. All you have to do is remember your poem. Facts that grasp, or rather bland, friend to lend, are my kind of brand. Do you think you could turn that into a song, Andrew? Do you think that could be a hit single? What do you think?
I don't know. It's weird.
It's weird. Maybe it's not a hit single. I think it could work though. So I'm going to move that down to class 32 so you can see what we did. Actually, that took longer than I thought. Last week, we took a song. We removed the consonants so we could see the vowels. We did Frère Jacques. We did that. I asked you to sing it first without the consonants. You had to just sing it with the vowels to really hear the vowels. And then I gave you a little homework. I'll go back down to last week's class. So here you can see we labeled the vowels. Highlight this in yellow. We labeled the vowels. So Jacob was the long A, sleeping long E, bells. So when we translated it to English, the rhyme scheme was not the same as in French. But anyway, and then I asked you to try to sing it without the consonants, just to hear the vowels. Like this one. Over A up, over A up. Then we picked some objects. So we picked out our difficult consonants and we turned them into objects. So Daniel said the ch sound was difficult, so we came up with the word chain. Sylvia, you said the R was difficult, so we came up with ruler. So your homework assignment was to practice singing without the consonants and then add your objects to the song to continue, and then continue by adding consonants to other vowels. Well, we can do the second part in class, but I'm curious, could you go back and sing that song using your object or any other R words? So, Sylvia, let's try it in a simple way. Singing it without the vowels without the consonants could be a little tricky. Maybe it's difficult. So to make it easy on yourself, all you're going to do is maybe substitute one word for your object word in that song and then sing it. By the way, Andrew, are there any consonants in English which give you trouble?
I don't know, actually. It's hard to say.
What about you, Anna? Are there any consonants that are tricky for you in English?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay. So the best thing to do is either get someone like me, a teacher, to give you corrections, and then you kind of take note in your notes, or you can record yourself reading a text, get someone to correct it, and try to figure out where are the areas that are difficult for you to pronounce, like you feel that it's difficult for you, or that you're making mistakes and you're getting corrections on those mistakes. Two good ways to figure it out. So let's do this. Sylvia, what word could you replace We're going to do the English version, not the French. Well, it doesn't matter. You could do the French or the English version. What word do you think you could replace with ruler in that song?
Don? No.
You could
You?
use any word you want. It doesn't really matter because it's just an exercise. But what do you want to use?
I was thinking about the sound.
Oh, yeah, you could do it that way. That's fine. But here's what we'll do. I'm going to go back up to today's class, and it says warm up. I'm going to put this up here. There you go. Forget about all of this. It doesn't matter for today. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. It's my dog. Sorry, 1 second.
Are you killing your dog? What's going on?
No, the telephone is ringing and he cried.
He likes...
He hates the telephone. Okay, it's fine now.
Like a horror movie over there. Horrible. That's the worst sound I ever heard in my life. Okay, so let's do it. I want you to, oh, look at this. 1 second. Let me see if I can get this on the right line. There we go. Oh, what's going on? I don't know what's happening with this. Nothing's behaving the way it's supposed to. There we go. That's what I want.
Okay.
Let's try it with Jacob.
Okay.
Your word was ruler,
Yes.
right? So let's try it like that. Let me hear it.
Okay. Also, the other words only with the vowels and ruler, right?
Well, that might be hard. So keep it the way it is, but let's just replace the word ruler for today. Well, wait, I made a little mistake there, sorry. I wanted to change the text so you could see it better. There we go. So let's hear it. Let me hear just the first 2 lines.
So, brother, ruler.
That's pretty easy, isn't it? Brother, ruler. I thought you had trouble with R. You don't have any trouble with R. Brother. I have to clear my throat from my singing voice. Brother, ruler. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Okay, it's not bad. I'm going to go, since Andrew and Anna don't have particular words, I'm going to go to the list. Actually, let's do this, Anna. Jesus. Sylvia, let's do this. We did brother. What was that? The long or short sound? Brother.
Long.
Long. What's our long sound? Are you sure that's long? What's our long sound for O?
Goat.
Goat. Is that the same as goat?
No. But it's
No, it's not.
difficult to understand long or short.
It is difficult. Here's the tricky part. Sometimes they don't follow the rules. So brother, is the same as duck. Is duck long or short?
Short.
It is. It's the short sound of what vowel?
You.
Of course. It's the short sound of you. Exactly. So brother is irregular. It doesn't follow the rule. It should be spelled with a U, but it's not. So that's the problem.
Similar to frog.
Frog. No, it's not. It's duck. Because frog would be brother. It's not brother, it's brother. Bruh, duck, bruh, duck.
It's impossible. Okay.
So look, there's duck, like that. Let's play our little consonant game one more time. We'll do it as a class really quickly. So the sound is without creating any bad words. This is a family class without creating any bad words. Let's everyone add 1 consonant. Okay, Sylvia, you go first. And what we're going to do is replace brother with another word that's tricky, using tricky consonants if we can. So, well, we already know we need the R, right? We need the R.
Yeah.
So we can cheat a little bit here. Can you think of an R word that has the the sound in it, or the R or the U sound.
Rat, no.
Rat, it's got an A. How about this one? I was going to create a word, but I've already got one for you. What do you think about this one? Rural. That's difficult, isn't it?
Rural.
So look at that. Without even creating a word, I've already got one for you. What happens if we replace? Oh, why do I keep highlighting? I don't want to highlight. I want to change the text. What if we replace brother with rural? Can you sing the first two lines now?
Rural, ruler.
Pretty hard. Rural. It's even hard for me. Oh my God, my voice is going. Rural, ruler. There you go. Ruler, ruler. It's not bad. So look, here's what you're going to try to do. On your own, because we're out of time, on your own, you're going to take this song or another song of your choosing. It doesn't have to be this song, but it's better to use a nursery rhyme or something that we're all familiar with. And what you're going to do is either add in the consonants that are difficult for you by replacing the words, like this, or you can go back to our technique, our consonant clusters, and create words of your own. So for example, I could add, well, Lou could become could become luck, right? Can I think of any other words? Okay, yes I can. Pluck. I can't think of any other words, so I'd probably have to go on to a new word. Pluck up, for example. So I could then, once I've done that, I can add back in the words. So the only rule here is that try to keep the same rhyme scheme if you can. So we've got here, rule, ooh, now that's a U. We've got we added ruler because it was difficult. So now we've got an oo, we've got an e, we've got an and we've got an ah. So you're only going to try to keep those. But I'll write that up as a little homework for you to try on your own. You can bring it to the next class, or you can record it and send it to me, and I'll make notes directly on the recording for you to help you out with your pronunciation. So I'll write that as up as a homework. Does everyone get the general idea of what to try on your own? Do you get the general idea, more or less?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, so Andrew and Anna, I'll send that as a little homework for you to try on your own. Bring it to the next class in a week, or send it to me as a recording. Send me the link, and I'll try to give you feedback directly on the recording. I'll show you how I do it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Clear? Okay, I'm going to stop now. We're going to start a business class in just a minute, so stick around for that. We're working on our business skills section of making decisions. See you in a moment. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.